Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a review on my 20th anniversary Mark IV GTI. But before we do that, I actually got to explain something. Before we started filming this part of the video, we actually went to Cars and Coffee and I got the car all clean for that. But we're going to throw that at the end of this video. That way the car's actually clean for the review. I've had this car for a little over 10 years and we've done a lot to it, so let's just dig in. So these are the wheels we have. There's some Rotiform KPS wheels. They're in an 18 and they are a 9.5 square setup. So we are running Porsche brakes up front and just stock 20th anniversary brakes in the rear. As for suspension on this car, I do have a pre-airlift setup on this car. Pro shocks up front, the double bellows in the rear, dual compressor, single 10-gallon tank. Pretty simple setup. Actual suspension components, we do have R32 spindles, R32 control arms, a section subframe by the guys over at Hall Batch Fabrications. Here's his at. If you guys want to check that out, let them know we sent you there. The front bumper setup on this car, a Euro front lip, so it has a little Euro valance right there for the license plate. Then we have a 25th anniversary lip. Do have our AliExpress grill that we still have on there, and our VX tuning headlights, which those headlights are absolutely amazing. Best thing you could ever do to a Mark IV. 32 side skirts. I know the car is a 20th, but I know it ain't no R32, but these side skirts look absolutely amazing, so we went with them. And on the side skirts, a 350Z side splitter on it, and it actually fits pretty good on there. We did have to do a little bit of trimming, but the part was fairly cheap. Then for the rear of this car, this is where it gets a little tricky. So right here, I have my AliExpress spoiler, a custom-made trunk over by the same homies that made the section subframe. They did the emblem delete and the latch delete as well. Then for the rear bumper, it's just a stock bumper with a 25th anniversary TDI valance. It doesn't have a cutout on there. The magic color Hellas, we have the blues on here right now. I do have a set of clears, but I just like rocking the blues. I don't know, I feel like it just looks different and it's pretty cool. Then we have some blue side markers on there as well. Some chrome side mirrors. I actually got these off of Passat. We got the Wiener Schnitzel on there. It's been on there for about 6 years now. You guys can tell I really did a shitty job washing this today, but it is what it is. And this is the interior. All right, so the car is a 20th anniversary, so it does have all the 20th anniversary perks like this right here. We actually converted this and kept our cup holder on there. This thing's a great French fry holder, so we did that. Then up here we have our airlift controller mounted on there. It actually just fits right in there. Didn't have to really do anything but add this little filler piece. We do have a steering wheel off a Audi TT on here. I actually have the rack and pinion out of an Audi TT on here as well. So it does give me some quicker steering on the car. Our air fuel ratio gauge on here. I am missing my boost gauge. I don't really beat the shit out of this car too much, so never had a boost leak on it, but I need to add one here soon. Our stereo, I'm not too sure where the stereo came from, but it does have an aux cord and a USB port, and that's pretty baller. I do have a functioning glove box, so that's pretty nice. Then for the shifter, I have a BFI shift knob with a Diesel Geek shifter on there and all new bushing, so this thing actually shifts fairly clean. Shifts are pretty short and notchy. No real play in the shifter. We do have leather door cards on the car. I just think those look way better than the vinyl that comes on the 20th. We have the 20th Recaro seats, of course, my favorite seats. I actually have a really nice set of these, so I'm not going to reupholster them or anything. They're perfect the way they are. So I'm going to show you guys how to open the hatch on this thing since we deleted the handle on there. So you just have to grab it from the side right here and it opens right up. Here I have like a small little display of my air ride. I actually need to clean it. It's been a while, but I have my management in there. I have 2 compressors. My tank's just right in front of it with the cage and everything, and the batteries up there as well. I know a lot of people like mounting their batteries back here, but this way with my custom hatch, if my battery's dead, I have no way of getting to the back of the hatch. That's why we put it right there. This is the rear setup we have. We have a cage in there. I got my battery and my compressor. Nothing too crazy. So if I ever need to jump my car, fairly simple, just right there. Speaking about that, I actually got to add my caps back on here. Now for the part most of you probably been sticking around for. I'm gonna go under the bay. This is my ghetto hood latch. Alright guys, so here we have my 1.8T, never lose. It's just a regular 1.8T. So where do we begin? Let's go with this first. So this is my catch can right here. I actually put this piece of hose down there. That way that doesn't stink up the cab of the car. Whenever we go on long drives, that's what I do. I typically take this thing to Big Bear every year, and that's from Big Bear last year. I never really popped the hood on this thing too often, but we're going to be putting the original filter back on there. This just pops off. This goes on. Now I just got to remember to actually tighten that clamp. This is actually a AWP head with a AWD block. That means I have the 20mm wrist pins on this thing. On the block, we have integrated engineering rods. On the head, we just have upgraded exhaust valves. This should be good for about 500 horsepower. For fueling, we have a integrated engineering fuel rail with a 4-bar fuel pressure regulator, 630cc injectors, AN lines going all the way to the tank. I actually did this little bulkhead fitting right there. It looks pretty slick. All the intercooler piping was made by Gray Fab. Same with the swirl pod over here. We do have BFI motor mounts with 1-inch spacers on them. And the turbo is actually back here. I'm just running a log manifold, but that's a Precision 5858. We have all silicone hoses going for the coolant. Everything's kind of been touched on this car, good or bad. All right, guys, now we're going to be attending Kingman Cars and Coffee, hang out with the homies and all that stuff. This thing's pretty disgusting right now. I haven't driven it in about like 2 weeks, but it shouldn't be this bad. The winds lately have been... So let's see if she turns on. Guys, it looks like I made it early. Guys, Justin finally made it. Recording in your car. Recording. Yeah, we're gonna try to do this more. Just finished with Cars and Coffee, so now we're gonna head home and do a quick little car check on this. All right, guys, if you made it this far in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for all the support.